Singapore's public transportation is world-class, and not by accident. The government is investing over 100 billion Singapore dollars in maintenance, expansion, and long-term projects over the next decade. It's already globally recognized for its cleanliness, efficiency, and reliability, connecting you virtually to anywhere in the country. There are three main systems: MRT, which is a mass rapid transit, buses, and LRT, the light rail transit. In this video, I'll show you how to pay, how to navigate, and insert a tip so you'll blend in like a seasoned local. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss future guides, like how to use Grab and bike rentals such as Hello Ride to explore Singapore. Alright, let's get into it. Payment method is basically the same for MRT, buses, and LRT. You've got a few options. Number one is contactless bank cards or by SimplyGo. You just tap your physical credit or debit card or mobile wallet such as Apple Pay or Google Pay at the paying gate, and the fee will be charged to your card, and there's no need to top up or buy a separate card. However, make sure you enable international charges on your card to avoid any issues. Number two is an EasyLink card or Nets FlashPay card. These two are the most common prepaid cards that are used across Singapore. EasyLink cards are mainly used for transit, while Nets FlashPay can be used for transit, vending machines, retail, and other services. For example, I've used Nets FlashPay to pay for my laundry at the National University of Singapore. These cards can be bought at MRT stations, 7-Eleven stores, or TransitLink ticket offices. You can top up these cards at top-up machines in the MRT station, which is the most common, convenience stores, or through mobile apps. The Nets FlashPay and EasyLink cards can be bought at the MRT station for 10 Singapore dollars, with an included 5 Singapore dollars for the card. Number three is a Singapore Tourist Pass. These passes are special EasyLink cards that gives you unlimited use of public transport for a set price and a set number of days, depending on the one you buy. It has also included bundles for other transportation like OneFirst and Telsa Express. However, I have never used any of these and would not recommend using it unless you plan to use the public transport extensively. For reference, a one-day unlimited travel card costs 17 Singapore dollars. On average, the fee for the MRT is 92 cents to $2.50 Singapore dollars. Depending on the distance, it could be less or more. This means that you will have to use the MRT around 7 to 18 times a day to break even. I recommend using SimplyGo with a mobile wallet or your credit/debit card. Unless you want a souvenir card from Singapore, then just buy a regular EasyLink card or a Nets FlashPay card. And a payment tip to always remember is use the same card to tap in and tap out to avoid duplicate charges or issues with payment. The MRT system is probably the one that you'll be using the most on your trip in Singapore. The trains are fast, reliable, and air-conditioned. Also, you don't have to worry about missing your train because the next one is already 3 minutes away. The MRT system covers most of the country with 6 main lines: the North-South line, which is red, East-West line, which is green, North-East line, which is purple, the Circle line, which is orange, the Downtown line, which is blue, and the Thomson East Coast line, which is brown. And so how does it work? Each station requires you to tap your card before entering and exiting. The amount you are charged is based on the distance you travel. The Singapore MRT system is very user-friendly since there are many maps around the station and signs that shows you the name of the station. The part that might be the most confusing is finding the train that's going in the correct direction. Once you get to the platform, each side goes in the opposite direction. Make sure you get on the correct train. You can check the direction of the train by looking next to the station name, and it will highlight the direction it's going towards. For example, this train is going towards This train is at the Marina Bay station and is going towards Bayfront on the Circle line. I like using the City Mapper app to know which train to get on and if there are any interchanges. It's very easy to read and gives clear directions. When you enter an interchange station, which is a station that's connected to multiple lines, this is where the most amount of people can be. A lot of the stations have signs that directs you to different lines, and most of the time you don't need to exit the gate to change lines. So if you happen to exit, you probably went the wrong turn. There are only a few that you need to exit, which is at Bukit Panjang, which is downtown and LRT, Newton, which is north-south and downtown, and Tampines, which is east-west and downtown, interchange stations. There are also some interchange stations where the direction of the trains are on different floors, like at Raffles Place. or the lines are on different floors, like at Outram station. So make sure you are on the right floor before proceeding on the train. The cool thing about the MRT station is that most of the time they are directly connected to big malls. For example, Vivo City Mall is directly connected to Harbourfront Station. This allows you to enter the malls without even having to feel the heat of the Singaporean sun. So tips to remember. Always let the people coming off the MRT leave first before getting on. Designated seats for disabled, pregnant mothers, and elderly are colored differently than all other seats, usually in purple. Do not sit in these seats if other seats are available. However, not required, it is always polite to give up your seat for these people, even if your seat is not a designated seat. Move towards the center of the MRT to make space for more people to come aboard. This only really applies when it's busy. No eating or drinking is allowed on the MRT train or at the station. You are allowed to carry food and drinks, just don't consume them. You stand on the left side of the escalators, and the right side is used for walking up the escalators. Peak hours are between 7:30 to 9:30 a.m. and 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. on weekdays. The red line, north and south, and the green line, east and west, are usually the busiest during these times. And finally, the MRT lines stop running at midnight. So if you're getting off late near midnight, it's better to just take a grab. The bus system is pretty straightforward to any other bus system in other countries. The bus stops accommodate multiple buses, and at some stops, there are section seats for you to wait for your specific bus. Most of the time, sitting in the correct section doesn't really matter, as long as you wave to let the bus driver know you want to get on. This is important, otherwise the bus driver will drive right past you. You can also use the City Mapper app to find bus stops and routes that you need to take. Always enter from the front door. Most of the time, everyone exits from the back door, but if you are at the front, you can also exit from the front if no one is entering. Just like the MRT, there are priority seats for disabled, pregnant women, and elderly at the front, which are colored differently than all other seats, and it is polite to give up your seat for these people if the designated ones are all taken. Moving to the center is more important for the bus than MRT because it's such a smaller space. So if you can, make sure to move into the bus to give the space for people. If you still happen to make it onto a bus with a second floor, just be careful as you climb up and down the stairs. Also, there are some buses that are twice the length, just so cool to experience. I was on one on my way back from Malaysia and it was so cool. Eating and drinking is also not allowed on buses. When you are on the bus, make sure that you know which stop you need to get off at ahead of time because you are expected to hit the stop button to let the driver know. Make sure to hit the stop button before your stop arrives, otherwise the bus driver won't have enough time to turn into the bus lane. I highly recommend taking a bus if you want a unique way to see the city, especially if it has a second level. Sitting at the second level is such a cool experience. Light rail transit mainly serves residential areas, which is why I haven't personally taken it before. It is a driverless train that feeds these residential areas into the MRT by three lines: the Bukit Panjang line, the Sengkang line, and the Punggol line. Similar to the MRT, the LRT has the same rules. Give way to alighting passengers, don't eat or drink aboard, and give seats to the priority passengers. Singapore's public transportation is so easy to use that you'll feel like a local in no time. If you found this guide helpful, subscribe for more travel tips and vlogs. We have new videos coming out soon, such as one comparing all the public transportation I've taken in Asia. And it's a lot. From Thailand, Singapore, Japan, Hong Kong, and many more. Let me know in the comments if you enjoy using public transport or private hires like Grab or Uber better. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.